A grainy black and white image arrives back to Earth from a Soviet probe orbiting the moon. For the first time, humanity sees the dark side, a shadowy, crater-pocketed mystery. But why, 65 years later, do people still whisper about alien bases, secret structures, and government cover-ups hidden behind the moon? Let's uncover the truth and the myths. It all started back on October 7th in 1959. The world was deep in the Cold War. The United States and Soviet Union were racing to conquer space. Desperate for the first satellite, the first probe, the first image from beyond Earth. On October 7th, 1959, the silence of that race was broken by a faint radio signal from a small, boxy spacecraft called Lunar 3. It was a Soviet craft, and it had just done something extraordinary. It had looped around the moon and sent pictures back to Earth. What these pictures showed was the far side of the moon, the side that always faces away from us. For thousands of years, humans had never seen it. The moon rotates at just the right rate, so the one face is always towards Earth, and the other remains totally hidden. That hidden half has poetically been known as the dark side, though it's not truly dark. It receives sunlight just like the rest of the moon. But in 1959, it was dark to us, unseen, unknown, and unreachable, until that moment. Lunar 3's cameras were primitive by today's standards. They used physical film. Yes, actual film, like an old camera reel. The probe photographed the far side, developed the images on board, and then scanned and transmitted via radio waves back to Soviet scientists. The results were grainy and ghostly, black and white images that looked like ancient ruins of stone and shadow. But they were priceless. For the very first time, humanity could see the moon's far side, and it looked nothing like what we'd expected. Instead of the smooth gray plains, the seas, or Mar we see on the near side, the far side was rugged, covered in mountains and craters. It seemed almost alien in comparison. This was a real-world moment of discovery, a literal unveiling of half the moon's face. The images were quickly publicized around the world, a symbolic Soviet victory and scientific milestone. The moon was no longer half mystery. We finally saw its entirety. But as often happens, facts didn't entirely erase the fascination, they just gave the myths new places to hide. So, if we photographed the far side many times since, and it's been not just Lunar 3, but by NASA, Japan's Space Center, and China's as well, why do conspiracy theories about the dark side still thrive today? Part of it is probably the name itself, the dark side of the moon. It sounds mysterious, even forbidden. People often assume dark means it's permanently in shadow or that it hides some sort of secret. Alien bases, crashed spaceships, government cover-ups, you name it. But the dark in this case simply means out of sight. And out of sight is exactly where our imagination loves to live. Another reason is probably mistrust. In the 1950s and 60s, the Cold War was full of secrecy, propaganda, and half-truths. When the USSR released images from Lunar 3, many in the West didn't know whether to believe them. That skepticism seeded conspiracy theories that lingered long after better images were made. Then came pop culture, movies, novels, and even the famous rock album that borrowed the phrase dark side of the moon all kept that idea alive. The unseen lunar half as a symbol of mystery and hidden truth. Once that idea takes root in culture, it's probably impossible to erase. And finally, there's a simple psychology of mystery. Humans like believing there's something more, that something's being hidden from us. It makes the world feel deeper, more special, more significant. So even though satellites have mapped every square meter of the moon's far side at incredible resolution, people still look up and wonder if there's more than what we're being told. But here's the beautiful irony. The real story, the one that isn't secret, is even more astonishing. We are a species that once looked at the moon and dreamed of what we couldn't see. Then, in less than a lifetime, we built machines and flew there, and it showed us the unseen. The far side of the moon isn't dark, and it isn't hiding secrets. It's a reminder of curiosity, even when it's wrapped in myth, can lead us to real discovery. And sometimes the truth is just as magical as the mystery. Thanks for watching the Daily Pastcast today. If you like this video, consider subscribing to the channel, like this video, and come back daily where we have more interesting stories of what happened on this day in history.